I still remember the day we made first contact with the humans. Well, I say remember, but honestly, I wish I could forget it. The name's Vrask, by the way. Senior logistics officer aboard the trading vessel Meridian's Edge. 23 cycles of service, never missed a docking procedure, never lost a cargo manifest. I was good at my job. Notice I said was. The humans had just been cleared for intergalactic commerce. Big deal, right? Another species joins the collective, starts trading their little trinkets and resources. Everyone makes profit, and life goes on. Except nobody told us that humans were talking violation of physics. When their delegation ship requested permission to dock, Captain Thrane, our resident know-it-all, pulled up their planet's specifications. Earth. Ridiculous name. Sounds like a digestive problem. The gravity reading made him laugh so hard, he nearly choked on his stimulant drink. 0.98 standard? He wheezed, showing the datapad to anyone who would look. These creatures evolved on a planet with barely any gravitational pull. How do they even function? Their bones must be like crystallized air. Okay, so I used one forbidden word there, but that was actually what he said. Anyway, everyone in the bridge crew joined in. Hilarious stuff, apparently. Our species, the Korthax, we come from a 2.3 standard gravity world. We are built dense, strong, superior. Or so we thought. The Yalvine navigator, Quinn, she comes from 1.8 standard. Even the maintenance drones on our ship were rated for higher gravitational stress than whatever these humans had to deal with. They probably float around like gossamer threads, someone said. More laughter. I didn't join in, mostly because I was busy running final checklist for the docking clamps. Someone had to actually work while everyone else acted like academy juveniles. The human ship was small. Sleek design, I'll give them that, but nothing impressive by collective standards. It attached to our primary airlock with a soft hiss that our sensors barely registered. The delegation was just 3 of them. 3. Most species send at least 10 representatives for first contact trade negotiations. These humans either had massive confidence or absolutely no idea what they were doing. I was assigned to meet them at the airlock. Lucky me. Captain Thrane decided he would grace them with his presence too, probably to get a good look at the fragile little things before negotiations started. He brought half the bridge crew with him. Apparently, this was entertainment now. The airlock door slid open with its standard pneumatic sound, and there they stood. The one in front was tall for their species, according to the files. Male designation, wearing what looked like a simple black uniform with some kind of insignia on the shoulder. Name tag read, Marcus Cole, Trade Envoy. Behind him, 2 others, a female they called Lieutenant Yuki Tanaka, and another male named Dr. Emmett Graves. All 3 looked, well, normal. Bipedal, bilateral symmetry, standard carbon-based configuration. Nothing special. Permission to come aboard? Marcus asked, his voice coming through the universal translator with barely any lag. Polite, professional, completely unaware of the suppressed amusement rippling through our welcoming party. Granted, Captain Thrane said, stepping aside with an exaggerated gesture. Welcome to the Meridian's Edge. Please, watch your step. Our gravity is set to standard collective norm, 1.5. I trust your suit's compensators are functioning properly. Marcus smiled. Actually smiled. We appreciate the concern, Captain, but we won't be needing compensators. The temperature in that corridor somehow shifted. Thrane's amusement flickered for just a second before returning. Of course. Well, do be careful. We would hate for any accidents to occur during your visit. What happened next? I still see it when I close my eyes at night. Marcus Cole, human trade envoy from Earth's pathetically weak gravity environment, stepped forward onto our deck. The deck that was rated for 5 times standard load capacity. The deck that had held Korthax warriors in full combat armor, heavy mining equipment, and once, an entire cargo container that broke loose during a gravity drive malfunction. His boot touched down, and the deck cracked. Not a little crack. Not some tiny stress fracture. A full, spider-webbing, metal-screaming crack that spread outward from his foot like a frozen lightning bolt. The sound was horrendous. Metal shrieking, composite materials failing, warning alarms immediately starting to blare throughout the section. Marcus froze. We all froze. Oh no, he said quietly, looking down at the destruction beneath his feet. I thought you said this was standard rated? Captain Thrane's face went through about 7 different colors I didn't know Korthax skin could achieve. His mouth opened and closed like a broken airlock seal. No sound came out. Just shock. Pure, unfiltered, horrified shock. The human behind Marcus, Yuki, she put her hand over her mouth. Marcus, you didn't compensate. The briefing specifically said to wear the gravity dampeners until we confirmed their deck specs. I thought standard meant standard. Marcus protested, still frozen in place, apparently terrified to move and cause more destruction. Dr. Graves, the third human, he just sighed. Long, tired, very done with this situation. This is going exactly like the Ventari station incident, isn't it? We promised not to mention that, Yuki hissed. My translator was working overtime, and I just stood there, staring at the fractured deck plates, then at the human who had apparently done this by simply walking, and then back at Captain Thrane who looked like his entire understanding of physics was currently being violated in front of him. How? Thrane finally managed to croak out. How heavy are you? Marcus winced. On Earth, about 90 kilograms. But here, with your gravity at 1.5 standard, I'm effectively carrying 135 kilograms of force with each step if I don't use compensators. We usually adjust our muscle output automatically, but I was, distracted by the welcoming party. The math hit me before it hit anyone else. 0.98 standard Earth gravity meant these humans had evolved developing muscle and bone density for low gravitational stress, but their bodies had compensated by making them proportionally much stronger than their environment required. Put them in higher gravity, and instead of being crushed, they just became walking wrecking equipment. You said Ventari station incident? I heard myself asking, my voice sounding distant. Yuki nodded sheepishly. Marcus shook hands with their administrator. Compound fractures in 4 places. We have mandatory dampener protocols now. He just forgot. I didn't forget, Marcus protested weakly, still not moving. I thought I could handle it. You cracked their deck. Yuki shot back. Captain Thrane made a sound somewhere between a laugh and a dying engine. Your species, you are all like this? All 3 humans nodded. Oh, ancestors help us, Thrane whispered. And that, my friend, was just A1. The emergency repair crew arrived within minutes, swarming around the cracked deck, plating like confused insects. Marcus still had not moved. He stood there, one foot planted firmly in the center of structural devastation, looking absolutely miserable. Captain Thrane had regained some composure, though his eye stalks kept twitching in a way that indicated severe mental distress. So, I said, because apparently I was the only one still capable of forming sentences, what do we do now? Dr. Graves stepped forward carefully, very carefully, distributing his weight with each movement like he was walking on thin ice. Which, given our current situation, maybe he was. If you have gravity dampening units available, we can attenuate our mass effect to 0.5 standard. That should prevent further structural complications. Further complications, Thrane repeated, his voice hollow. You people are walking structural complications. The repair chief, a stocky Korthax named Brel, pushed through the gathering crowd. He took one look at the damage, then at Marcus, then at the damage again. What in the 7 hells hit this deck? Did someone drop a cargo loader? The human stepped on it, I explained. Brel stared at me, then at Marcus, then back at me. You are joking. I wish I was joking, Brel. I really, truly wish I was joking. He just walked on it. He just walked on it. Brel made a gesture that was extremely rude in Korthax culture, but under the circumstances, entirely appropriate. Give me a full structural scan of every section these humans will be accessing. Now, and someone find me gravity dampeners rated 4. What? 2 tons each. That seems excessive, Yuki offered helpfully. Does it? Brel shot back, pointing at the crack. Does it really seem excessive right now? While the repair crew frantically scanned surrounding sections, and someone rushed off to find equipment that could theoretically keep the humans from demolishing our ship just by existing on it, Captain Thrane pulled himself together enough to continue the diplomatic mission. After all, trade negotiations were still important, even if our new partners were apparently made of condensed neutron star material. Perhaps, he said carefully, we should relocate to Conference Room 7. It has reinforced flooring. Why does it have reinforced flooring? Marcus asked, finally lifting his foot with such exaggerated care that it would have been funny if we all were not genuinely terrified. We use it for heavy equipment demonstrations, Thrane explained. It can handle up to 4 tons per square meter. That should work, Dr. Graves confirmed, though he did not sound entirely confident. The walk to Conference Room 7 was the longest, most stressful journey of my entire career. Each step the humans took, everyone within visual range held their breath. Crew members dove into side corridors to get out of the way. Someone started a betting pool on whether we would make it to the conference room without losing structural integrity in another section. I did not participate, mostly because I was too busy having a slow, quiet panic attack. We made it. Barely. The humans entered the conference room, and Thrane immediately activated the gravitational stabilizers designed for the room. Normally used to keep heavy mining samples from damaging the display tables, now repurposed to keep our guests from falling through the floor. Comfortable? Thrane asked, his voice dripping with sarcasm that the translator definitely caught. Very much so. Thank you, Marcus replied, either missing the sarcasm entirely or choosing to ignore it. He sat down in one of the reinforced chairs, which groaned but held. Small victories. The trade negotiations began, and I have to admit, despite the catastrophic introduction, the humans were professional. They had resources we wanted. Rare minerals, biological compounds, computational algorithms that made our best systems look like abacus devices. Earth might have weak gravity, but it apparently produced exceptional minds and abundant resources. Halfway through the 3rd hour of talks, Quinn, our navigator, burst into the room. Her scales were flushed with excitement, which usually meant either very good news or very bad news. Given the day we were having, I assumed the worst. Captain, I just finished analyzing human physiology data from the collective database. You need to see this. She threw up a holographic display showing human skeletal and muscular structure compared to other collective species. The numbers made no sense. Bone density 3 times higher than species from similar gravity environments. Muscle fiber composition optimized for explosive force generation. Cardiovascular systems that could sustain extreme physical output for extended periods. They are not just strong for low-gravity species, Quinn said, her voice shaking slightly. They are strong compared to everyone. A human at full output in standard collective gravity could, theoretically, match a Korthax warrior in physical strength. Maybe exceed it. The room went silent. Captain Thrane looked at Marcus, who suddenly seemed very interested in examining his fingernails. Is this true? Thrane asked quietly. Marcus shrugged, a gesture that made several people flinch. We do not really test it much. Seems rude. But yeah, we have done some comparative analysis. Turns out when you evolve on a planet where everything is constantly trying to kill you, predators, diseases, weather patterns, other humans, you end up building your species pretty tough. The low-gravity thing is just how Earth works. We adapted. Adapted, Thrane repeated. You people adapted to low gravity by becoming indestructible. Not indestructible, Yuki corrected. Just durable. Very durable. And strong. Relatively speaking. Relatively speaking, you cracked military-grade deck plating by walking on it. That was one time. Marcus protested. It was 40 minutes ago. Dr. Graves cleared his throat. If I may suggest, perhaps we should include gravitational safety protocols in our trade agreement? Standard operating procedures for human personnel aboard non-human vessels? We have developed quite comprehensive guidelines after the previous incidents. How many previous incidents? I asked, dreading the answer. Do you want the full list, or just the ones that resulted in structural damage? I put my head in my hands. This was my life now. This was actually my life. The trade agreement was signed 3 hours later. Very profitable for both sides. We got access to human resources and technology. They got access to collective markets and trading routes. Everyone won. Except for our maintenance budget, which was going to be astronomical. As the humans prepared to leave, Marcus approached me personally. He extended his hand, then thought better of it, and just nodded instead. Smart human. Thanks for not panicking too much, he said. Some species react poorly to finding out what we are capable of. Poorly how? I asked. Let us just say the Ventari still have not approved our trade application. He smiled, that same easy smile from when he first stepped aboard. But you folks handled it well. Professional. I appreciate that. After they left, after the repairs were completed, after the incident reports were filed, and the crew stopped making jokes about fragile humans, I sat in my quarters with a strong drink and thought about what had happened. Humans. Weak gravity species. Laughable, we thought. Fragile little things from a nothing planet with barely enough gravitational pull to hold an atmosphere. We were idiots. Complete, absolute idiots. Because here is the thing about humans. They do not just adapt to their environment. They conquer it, optimize against it, turn every disadvantage into an advantage. Low gravity? Fine. Build a species so physically powerful that higher gravity just makes them stronger. Dangerous planet? Fine. Develop intelligence, tool use, and relentless determination to survive anything. They did not join the collective because they needed us. We needed them. We just did not know it yet. I took another drink and pulled up the human trade catalog on my datapad. If this was the future, at least it would be profitable. Even if we had to reinforce every deck on every ship in the fleet. Worth it? Probably. Maybe. Oh, ancestors help us all. So what did you think? Did this story surprise you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this sci-fi story, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing science fiction stories every week. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.